Yes.
I mean, yes, we're at. Oh, there we've gone live.
Hey, hello.
Yeah, it's again one of those things where it's that weird thing of we're finally in the place where like portions of Canada have decided to like be homers for Canada, and Ontario. Like I got a fucking Ontario flag above me.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, I've always liked
Very
the Ontario.
nice.
I've always liked the Ontario flag better than the Canadian flag,
How
and I
come?
know it has the. I don't know. I've always found Baldy. Welcome aboard. I've always found the
Hey, Baldy.
Canadian flag kind of annoying.
Go
It's,
on. I mean,
I
it's
find
as
it
far
very,
as flags go, it's one of the most unobtrusive next to like the Japanese.
I like a nice ugly. Have you seen the? You've seen the alternative Newfoundland flag? I love it.
Probably not in a long
It's
time.
the Irish tricolor,
Hey,
but with
Watson.
pink instead of orange.
Oh, very nice. Just a little bit gayer. I like it.
It's a fancy flag. It also is like they're terrible colors together, which I like in a flag. Like a flag shouldn't look nice. So the stream is going to be short today because it basically feels like my lat muscle is ripping my spinal cord off.
Ew. Yeah, I can
Um,
see that being a problem.
a friend of mine touched my back in my bubble, but basically just because I was like, I need someone to literally just like touch. I was like, can someone just like literally? I was like, all of your weight, just press like here, and they were like, what is that? And I'm like, I think that's a back muscle, and they're like, Jesus Christ! Like they're like, it feels
Just because
like
it was so hard, or
yeah, like it's and like every like they like go up like one shoulder blade is actively like my the left shoulder blade is actively out like that because I basically can't like that like thing in the morning where you go like this.
yeah.
This arm goes to here,
Okay, yeah.
so it's basically like I'm like I need physio so I can do that, and then I assume I will do that and then stain my trousers from ejaculate.
Oh wow. All I caught was ejaculate
That's
because
all you needed. That's all you fucking needed, everybody. I'm glad to see you have a new setup, and it's absolutely kicking the shit. Yeah, what is written on your wall? Wait, on whose wall? I assume Chris's wall. There's nothing written on my wall.
Those are cards from when my wife was doing research about F. Scott Fitzgerald's timeline in terms of when he was born, when he joined the army, when he first came across jazz, when he started writing his first book, went to Yale, things like that. And so these are what's left is just sort of the years how she was organizing it. And then over my left shoulder.
Oh, it froze again. Good.
That's great. We've got an interview with a guy who wrote a book, literally a whole book about Big Shiny Tunes next week. So look forward to that. His name's Mark Teo. The book's pretty good read. Pretty good read.
How many episodes are you going to be able to get out of this podcast?
Minimum 14.
Yes, it froze again.
Hey.
Oh, it's freezing. Oh, Chris is having an absolute time, isn't he? This is very fun. JJ, how are you? Chris, I feel like you need to go back to the old setup. It's done something to your Wi-Fi in a very English way by just simply moving your computer, because I know where he is in the room. He's gone from basically like this to like this. And it's absolutely fucked your entire internet setup. Do what I always say. F. Scott Fitzgerald. Fuck you, Baldy. That was terrible. That's a command, JJ, by the way.
Yes, that's perfect. That's the review that we want.
Yeah, Baldy, be nice. So failed disk full. God damn it! I hate. Does anyone else have that where your fucking stupid computer will be filled, but you don't know what you've like you haven't downloaded more things? You're just like, what program is running behind the scenes that's taking up this space?
I just found out that my Zoom was automatically saving videos both to the cloud and my computer, but I didn't know it was saving into my computer.
Go fuck yourself, Zoom.
So I just deleted gigabytes of stuff off of my computer, full gigabytes. So hopefully things should run faster. I don't think they will.
No one was asking for that. Also, I can't wait until we never have to use Zoom again. I long for the day.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty sweet, man. I mean, I've gotten used to it enough that it doesn't bother me that much. But like, and also it's the only way I can do my show, and I love doing my show. So I've become like, I've started to enjoy it, which I surprised the hell out of me because I hated it at first.
Whoa, Baldy was using Zoom pre-pandemic. I didn't even think that anyone was. I didn't think anyone would admit to it, at least.
Baldy, you weirdo. What
Yeah,
were you
Baldy.
doing with it? Just chat rouletting specific people?
Baldy, were you just chat rouletting just yourself? You were just showing yourself your chat roulette inspired dongaroo?
You joined it in on your phone and you're like, good angle.
This is how naive people were. Someone invented chat roulette and was surprised that people used it for dong.
I love that naivete, though. That's a very sweet.
That was not.
mindset.
That was 11 years ago. That was not that. Like, chat roulette was what, 11 years ago? Maybe.
Yeah,
12?
I was in Montreal when it happened. Say 11 or 12. Yeah.
And it was so sweet.
JJ still, you got prepaid on Skype? I didn't think anyone ever did that.
I used to use Skype for long distance calls.
Ah, yes.
Like if you needed to call Australia and you're in the UK, that was the easiest way to do it. Have JJ on. We tried to have JJ on, but he was too busy. And then he FaceTime video called me while I was literally laying down after this. Because basically what happens is, as it turned out, the worst thing for my injury now has become sitting in a chair, which is what is required for this very stream. So it's just a race against the clock. But JJ, if you want to come on, let me know. I'll send you a link. It's a race against the clock for me. Are you free now? All right. Well, then I'll send you a link in a couple of you. I have to just wait. Something is going on in the background that is slowing the fuck out of my computer. But when that is done, so I'll send you a link in 5 to 7 minutes.
Nice. If anyone on John's channel wants to give me a quick follow, I'm at 68 and I'm a child, so I just want one.
One person.
Just one follow, please.
Go now. No. Please. We need 68.
I just want it. I'm a goddamn child.
But yeah, so basically, it's just one of those things where it's just like he called me literally after the stream, and I was like laid down. Just like, it's getting better. I also, fun fact. Sorry, I already follow. I am Green Jacket.
Thank you, Liam.
Thank you. Oh, Liam Green Jacket. Great.
Yeah, Liam Green Jacket. Not at all. Hey, don't apologize. You're the part of the reason why I've gotten so close.
Exactly. You never be. You're part of the 68. We're looking for. When do we stop being enamored by seeing something that's 69? Because I got news for you. I don't want to be. A streamer I follow got 69 subs and 420 followers and was very pleased. Oh, that's sick.
That's it. You retire, right? You shut it down. You stop
all
followers.
How many? I'm close to 420, I think.
Yeah, you're up there.
Oh, what am I at? If I get 420 followers, 69 subscribers, 416. Holy shit! Oh, okay. We need 4 more. Oh, the quest for 420. Oh,
we need 1 for John, 4 for John, 1 for me. Let's do this, guys.
Oh my god, that's
nice
good stuff.
one.
That's good fucking stuff.
Good work, Alan. Good work.
Shoulder when I can move it again. The muscle in my bicep was literally half the size of my non-ninja. They never gave me. Who do you mean they never gave you? The NHS never gave you physio? That's crazy.
That does sound like the NHS, though. They half-ass a lot of things.
Do they really? My NHS physio was amazing.
I feel like you're lucky for that. I feel like the NHS really, it's hit and miss.
I mean, with orthopedics, they have to, because if not, it can absolutely destroy your body forever. You have to move so quick. We have to move so quickly because then it's this was in Australia.
Okay.
It really is it because my physio, half of it was in Canada and I just straight up paid for it. But the base physio of that thing of have you ever had an orthopedic injury, Chris? Or has anyone in the chat had an orthopedic injury before I go into this? I mean,
I haven't. I broke my arm real bad, but that's not the same. It was right in the middle of the forearm.
So you didn't have a giant.
Nah.
So
Ginger Beard Man, what's going on?
Welcome up to our Ginger Beard Man. What's up, mother? I'm coming in hot, Ginger Beard Man, and I like it. I used to know an NHL's policy worker. She means those who get the most from the NHS are those most willing to and able to articulate their needs. That I would say is me. I'm a sicky little poo, and I'm not going to be able to supply my normal spicy comments. That is okay, D-Carb. Just happy to have you here.
Rest up, buddy. I hope that our soothing tones can calm your worried mind.
It was literally scar tissue with my ankle joint, and they said I should play football to break it up. Oh, fuck.
That is old school dad mentality.
Yeah.
Literally walk it off.
Why don't we cut it? Why don't we cut it off, you pussy bitch?
Yeah.
Wait, what? Yeah. What
You heard me.
What I don't like about you is everything. Wait, what? But Daddy, Alfie clown. Gotta send this thing to him. And,
oh my goodness, JJ, how'd you do that? Torn ligaments and a mandatory re-break. Oh,
I was so worried about a re-break. There was talk of re-break with this shoulder, and the term re-break is awful because it feels like they're gonna need. I'm gonna invite you in a second. I'm just doing something in the background that's taking.
Oh
time.
yeah, we'll get you to tell the story then. Hockey makes sense. Yeah, there was a kid in my high school played rugby senior team. And they went on a trip to New Zealand, like a rugby trip. Obviously, just got rocked. Obviously,
don't do that if you're from Canada.
Broke his femur, thigh bone, straight in half on the field. I didn't even know that was possible. Absolutely.
I mean, I didn't see it, but I heard it. Girls rugby in Canada is way more aggressive than women's rugby or men's rugby. Pardon me. Women's rugby in Canada is known for being like excessively violent.
Mm.
Oh no, it was actually a men's team that did it. Pardon me, I'm actually conflating two different stories. Which was it was the same day. A woman's team, and it was my high school. A woman on my team nearly lost an eye. I can't remember if it was the opposing team or this team, but it was basically like someone in a scrum, according to one side, basically did this. And the other side said no.
That's the cruelty that happens in scrums. Like I was going to play rugby and then I broke my arm snowboarding. My first ever run snowboarding, broke my arm in 2 places.
Have you ever been snowboarding since?
I did it once just to prove to myself that I could, but I've skied. I was a skier anyways. And then
I thought it was like your first time down the slope and you just smoked it.
No, it's because I used to surf and skateboard. And so when I went snowboarding, I was like, I know how to do this. This is fine. But there's no real toe edge risk when you're doing the other two. And so I caught a toe edge and just went, pow, just slammed down and broke my arm. But as a result, I didn't get to play rugby. And the stories that I heard, it's a sport I'm so glad I didn't play because that scrum just sounds like the purge in the middle of it.
Yeah, no, a guy named Avi broke a guy's femur bone on his shoulder in the scrum. The guy jumped up as he was full force. It was basically a perfect example of inertia being a problem, and snapped his femur in half.
Oh my god!
Femur, by the way, if you has a pressure sound to it. It's essentially it's so big and thick that when it breaks, it's a pressure. Like it sounds like, yeah. Fuck. And you have to immediately go to the hospital because there's risk of tearing the largest artery in your body.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Which is embedded in that bone, which doesn't. And this is human evolution that's fascinating. Is incredibly thick as a vein, so it's actually hard to tear. Which is why it's embedded in the bone because you won't be saved. You just die.
You're gone. There's nothing they can do. That's too much gone.
But it's so fucked up. Also, Gingerbeard Man 1 really rallying. I was going to play around, but then I remember the lazy fat fuck. All right, I
ended up playing football instead. Had a great time.
Yeah, it's a nice gentleman's game.
Yeah.
Now football's just. I'm kind of done with sports. I sort of never was a big fan. I was fine with it.
Yeah.
But it's like the amount of entitlement around COVID, where it's like, but we need it, and it's like, as a professional performer, it was like, where was that fucking outcry when you fucking needed us, you fucks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, all hockey players get old and just get so lame.
Yeah.
Of all the sports, more baseball players get more racist. Football players get more violent. Hockey players, no one gets just sort of like, oh, fuck off.
Yeah, they just become losers. Basketball players become strangely wise.
Always great. Always just nice, fine. Or really fun crazy. Like Charles Barkley is just kooky out of his mind.
Yeah, Charles Barkley is just a good time walking around. There's no one has any complaints. He's just full of great stories.
And no one will acknowledge the fact he did not get one goddamn ring. I
Oh
love
yeah, no, yeah, they talk about it. That's what Shaq rubs it in his face almost every show.
absolutely. Yeah, but Charles Barkley just stares back at him, and you know it's
Yeah.
because Charles Barkley is like, as soon as these cameras are coming off, I'm reminding everyone that you have a regular sized but not excessively big penis, which looks small on your body, which is supposedly the basis of the feud between Shaq and Kobe, which no one talks about the fact that Kobe and Shaq publicly fucking hated each other the
Yeah.
entire time they were on the Lakers, and everyone acts like they're like. And I understand it. It's because Kobe died and Shaq was an adult and came forward and mourned an amazing professional athlete. But I still bothers me. The people like their friendship defined that team. I'm like, no, it didn't. That
Yep.
team was defined by two people who fucking hated each other.
Yeah,
and
that makes it that much more remarkable.
That was what's so much more amazing about it is that they like.
Have you heard the recording of Shaq rapping at a party?
No. I have seen the video of a bunch of people at Shaq's house, and they start just dancing on the kitchen island.
Where no, it's this is like back like.
Is it this?
Maybe, yes.
I do actually remember that. Kobe, how my dick
Kobe, tell me how my ass tastes, because the girl used to eat his ass, and now she was Kobe's girlfriend. Everybody, Kobe, tell me how my ass tastes.
It's so fucking good.
That's not Friends. That's not Friends.
No. Like I miss, again, I like basketball is my favorite mythos and lore, and basketball was the sport I cared about the most at some point in my life. Like 90s, I loved late 90s NBA. Like The Last Dance, I've literally watched once, and I watched it in maybe a day. I was in quarantine back in Canada, and it was just like, oh, what am I doing today? I'm watching this entire thing, and I loved every fucking second about it.
Yeah, it was remarkable, and it was like a well-told story, and I loved that they did Pippen the way they did, where it was like the arc of the heartbreak of like, why wasn't he respected, and then the end it's like, oh, he's a dick, fuck Pippen. And like the way that they told some of these stories I thought were remarkable.
I didn't think that Pippen came across like a dick. I thought Pippen came across exactly the way that he would come across. Pippen is he's the second greatest person on what he's the second greatest player on arguably the greatest team, a basketball team ever.
But when he let his team down, when he just sat on the bench at the end of that game and just wouldn't help them, and then just refused to be a leader, that was great. Like, oh, you're not a teammate. You really are in this for yourself. So it changed the whole dynamic of when he got that surgery at the start of the year to try to negotiate and sort of threw his team under the bus. It changed everything about how I saw him.
I totally see.
He was no longer a victim. He's a baby.
But for me, it was also he was going, I had to fucking do something. Because the thing with being on that team is if whoever's in the number 2 spot, they still have Jordan. They still have Jordan. They still have Rodman. And I do feel what was not said was how important Rodman was to the success of that team.
I thought they covered that pretty well.
Not for my money. No one goes into the insanity that it is Dennis Rodman's ability as a basketball player, because Dennis Rodman, it would be like Dennis Rodman got incredibly good at something that is not important to being good at basketball. Do you understand? Like no one is going to beat the rebound records because who gives a fuck? Like it's so unnecessary how good he was at that, and I think Jordan would have won all those championships without Pippen and Rodman, but I don't know. There are like The Last Dance does a nice job of being like, will they beat the Jazz? I remember that series, and everyone was kind of like, yeah, the Karl Malone will be a problem. The rest of these fucks will not be an issue. Thank you very much.
Well, John Stockton was a real problem, but Karl Malone and Stockton. It was 2 men as opposed to, one man who's worth a whole team, and then 2 guys that are also worth a team.
Was a spider?
No, that's the current Utah Jazz point guard Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell's also the spider, but there was a different spider before. Oh, what the fuck was his name? Oh,
I don't know. But John Stockton's like an all-time great. But like what I love, I was watching YouTube videos the other day of NBA players telling stories about other NBA players, and Shaq was on there being like, Dennis Rodman is the only person who was ever able to guard me in my whole career. It was literally just Rodman.
Yeah.
And that's a remarkable feat in itself.
John Sally was the other spider, is who I'm thinking of.
Ah, nice work. Way to go, JJ.
Wait, what did he also say John Sally?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it was John Sally. Fuck, I love John Sally. JJ, did you get that link? I sent it to your Gmail account. It would say StreamYard on it.
Liam, we are not both in Canada, USA right now. I'm in the UK.
Yeah, and I am in the United States. We are both the most perfect Canadians, which is new followers. Thank you so much for following me, by the way. I didn't see people. Oh my God, Suze Kempner.
Oh, hey, Suze.
Thanks for popping in, Suze. You're wonderful. Sorry, we were talking too much about basketball. I don't know who's followed me or not, but thank you so much for following me. I can't see the alerts because we're doing this through StreamYard, but that's great. Am I up to 420? Because if I am, that's fucking great. I will leave the stream right now.
417, still 68
God
for Chris.
damn it.
Come on, guys. I need one follow. I need the nicest follow.
Who doesn't follow? Oh my God. I would literally want to go to one of those spas and have someone stand on my back.
Mm.
What I feel like I want relief for is I want someone to kick me in the shoulder.
Just a full hoof? Just a steel toe?
I want to, no, like barefoot fucking. I like JJ's
Hey.
I like how JJ's not framed in, and so he's
hello, gentlemen.
Yeah.
I could move the I could.
Yeah. It looked like you wanted us just to really notice your Carlin record.
Yeah, we really
wanted
you. It's like you really wanted us to notice how much you had a part. I mean,
hold on. I'm watching this in the wrong window. Okay, all right.
There you go.
Hey.
All right. Learning as we go, folks. Learning as we go.
Have you actually done a stream yet?
How are you guys? Yeah, I've done a bunch.
Yeah, JJ's on all the time.
I've done like 14 days in a row now, I've done 14 days.
Yeah, don't do it in a row. You get fucking burnt out. Jesus.
No, you can't. You can't do it in a row. But yeah, I've done a few. I like it. Enjoying it. I was gonna say I had John Sally's shoes.
Oh, so yeah. I don't know if he had a shoe. Wait, were his actual shoes or did he have a shoe line?
He had a shoe. It's so rare, but he had a shoe, and I bought them in Detroit. I don't remember, circa 1993 on a family holiday. We went across the border for shopping.
So Canadian. Let's explain this.
Hang on. You gotta go across the. Yeah, you go across. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
So there was a time in the 90s, which I don't really understand because the Canadian dollar was shit.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was the best.
The Canadian dollar was so bad to the American dollar. I don't know why this was done, but you would cross the border to go to outlet malls and buy weird clothes not available in Canada.
Yeah.
And gas. A lot of my friends used to drive to the States for gas.
And cherry Coke. My father would do it for cherry Coke alone. He wanted American cherry Coke. And
that's an amazing dad move of like, we're going across for boys. We're going across for soda.
We gotta go get some cherry Coke because you couldn't get it in Canada. So and then we were in this discount mall and I found some John Spider Sally basketball shoes.
Too, yeah.
I was so bullied.
Really?
I proudly took them back to like Nova Scotia and wore them in school. And immediately people were like, if it wasn't Jordan or something that they could understand, it was like, what the hell you got spider shoes? I'm like, yeah.
Was that Nike? Was he like a New Balance guy? Like
I'm having trouble remembering but I'm assuming I think it might have been Converse.
Converse.
But I can't quite remember. I just knew that they were the Spider Sally shoes. I'm trying to remember what they looked like.
Spider.
Yeah, that was.
If he John Spider Sally, now he's a commentator now, right?
I see him around. Yeah. I don't see him around, but I see him on
69.
TV.
Nice.
Oh yes.
There we go.
Yes.
Congratulations. Yeah. Congratulations. That's what everybody needs out of a Tuesday.
69.
I can't see who did it, but thank you, whoever you are. Please name yourself as my 69th follower.
Did you say that on purpose? Did you honestly just say I can't see who did it? Because never has there been a more fitting statement than 69. I can't see who did it.
Do you remember the first time? Do you remember the first time you 69 with a lady or a? Thank you very much for the follow, Suze Kempner. Thank you so much for the follow.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first time you 69 with a partner?
And the last. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember I remember one time on a first date, I went back to my place with a girl, and she wanted to fool around, and I was like, I'm very drunk and I'm probably gonna fall asleep. And she's like, I don't care, I'll keep you up. And I was like, all right. And so we started 69ing, and for some reason I was on top and I just fell asleep on top of her.
Oh no!
Oh man!
Oh, I thought that was gonna go a different way.
And here's we ended up dating for 3 years, because when I woke up the next morning, my head was at the foot of the bed and she was asleep next to me, also facing the wrong way. I woke up and I was like, did I just fall asleep on top? She's like, yeah, it's fine. You tried to warn me. It's my fault. I brought this on myself. So we dated for 3 years. She was awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. She
The
came
bareback
through.
sleeper, baby.
Very kind of her.
Yeah. Yeah. No protection in the sheets when Chris Betts is around. I'm trying to think. I've very much predicted. My favorite moment ever is when I told someone I was in a blackout while drunk. I think that was one of my greatest moves ever, and it was something that I worked so hard to perfect and now can't do, and I love it. Which is years ago. I realized
a very, very dangerous move nowadays.
Yeah.
I've never done it in a bedroom context, but I've done it at bars with friends where I've literally gone, I've just blacked out, I'll be leaving. And they were like, how do you know? And what it is after about 4 drinks, I start every sort of 5 minutes, I go, do you remember what just happened? Do you remember what just happened? Like a quiet little check every 5-10 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
And it was building up, and so I could go. And then at a certain point, I would go, I do not remember what just happened. What I realized was I don't remember what just happened. I must be blacked out. And it's a fun thing of I have been given someone else the responsibility of knowing I have blacked out. Because I, for a good long time, loved blacking out when drunk.
That's going to be great to hear at a party. Hey, dude, I'm not here now. Can you take care of me?
I don't, because as soon as I black out, it's in the taxi and we're gone. Like I just go. Because I mean,
that's great. I get carried by the stream. I'm gone. Once I blacked out, I'm being carried away.
No.
That's a whole other world.
Once I carry out, basically my whole body goes, well, that's enough fun. It's time to go.
Oh, thank you, Hav's mom. That's who followed me, is Hav's mom. I hope it's Javier's mom. I hope it's Javier.
His mom 69 you.
I hope Javier Hakim's mom has just she joined Twitch just to 69 Chris Betts. Speaking of genitals, I've been drinking a lot of water because I read online that's good for bone health. But what that means is every 30 minutes I have to piss more than I've ever pissed in my entire life. Also, if you have a lot of kale smoothies, it turns your pee a shade of green, which I learned by freaking the fuck out last night at about 10:30, where I was like, what the fuck does this mean? And then I Googled it, and I was like, post-surgery, and it was like one article where it was like, a bunch were like, that can't be good. And then one article was like, have you had any of this stuff? And I was like, I had 2 of those today to encourage nutrients. And I was like, whoo! Well,
that'll do it.
The other ones were those fun things with Google, like Googling symptoms, where it was all stuff that you can confirm pretty quick. Like it wasn't like it could be cancer. It was like, it's this, and the next thing will be arriving almost immediately. Or it's like, are you also shitting out your own skull? And it's like, nope, no, I'm not doing that.
Wow, how often are you that ill? That you're going to the computer regularly?
I check symptoms on stuff like because I'll have weird clickies, or especially in COVID times, I'll be like, is this COVID? And they're like, no, you're tired.
Because by the way, congratulations, you are healing up fantastically. I can't believe how much energy and everything that you're putting into your life and your streaming and everything. Because if I broke my shoulder like you, I would be out for quite a while. It feels like you took 2 weeks off. It feels like you're like a professional. I know you're not a professional athlete, but it feels like you put yourself on a professional athlete schedule. Like, I better get back out there.
Well, hello, David. Welcome aboard. Chris, who has lived with me, knows that there is a fire inside of me that I wish sometimes I could put out, because it gets very irritating being in this head, especially in a pandemic, when you're just like, I gotta have purpose. I gotta do something, and you're like, There's literally nothing, you fucking asshole. Like, just fucking go jack off and read a book, you piece of shit.
That's how ingrained it is in him since I've known him, that it didn't even occur to me that this is fast for John. As soon as you said it, I was like,
shit.
oh yeah, Jesus, this is superhuman. But that's right, it's John. So
Yeah,
he
but it's
can't.
all, like, bear in mind,
can't be
I looked at what I did the last time I broke an elbow, and I remember the years afterwards. I am not
Right.
I am not a Scottie Pippen. I'm not even a Michael Jordan. Who do I want to be? I want to be someone. I want to be that Australian guy with the terrible haircut on the Bulls that no one talks about. This is the thing that no one talks about. The Jordan era Bulls. All the white guys had the worst haircuts, and I choose to believe Jordan was like, you will be getting a mushroom cut, motherfucker. That's my reparations. Like, the things I imagine about that.
Well, in the very early '90s, there was discussions of whether or not sideburns would come back. So
that's really true.
Because do you remember that? Because when I was a kid, like I was a little kid, I would get all those little cuts and shaved into your head and all that kind of stuff, and there was no sideburns.
Does anyone remember Tarzan Dan up from YTV who had
full
shaved head, but sideburns? He had sideburns, full shaved head.
Yeah,
I remember his. I think it might have been his last show. He was like always a rock guy, and then one show, all the like garbage and Soundgarden and Nirvana posters had disappeared, and everything was Take That, the British boy band.
Oh,
I remember that there was a big time when YTV was really getting behind boy bands.
It was like he'd had a breakdown, and then he was off the air like the next week.
Yeah, for those of you know, Tarzan Dan, Luke Longley is exactly who I'm talking about. It is Luke Longley. Horrendous hair, like very thin, very stringy. He should have kept it high and tight. It was loose and I have sat with Broden from Auntie Donna. We had a lunch and we talked about Luke Longley's haircut for more than half of it. Like, it was at a certain point, and I went, "Are we still talking about?" Because I think there was some '90s Bulls thrown in there as well. But fuck me. What I'm trying to say is I have to pee, and then I'll come back and explain to JJ the last time I broke an elbow, what my schedule was, and then the ensuing health problems that resulted that I just completely ignored until I moved to America.
Yeah, and I actually think I told you about my re-break and my broken leg, but you were probably all hooped up on the good drugs.
Oh, buddy, because that was the last days of me being able to take off.
Do you remember I was showing you my scar on my knee? I remember, is it coming back to you now?
I remember you showing the scar. Yeah. I just remember at a certain point we were sat on my sofa and I was like, "Ooh, I can take an oxy," and you were like, "Okay," and then I took one. And you were like, "Oh, that hit you," and I was like, "What do you?" And I went, "Oh yeah."
I'm great to have around.
Oh my god, we're at 419.
Drug gauge.
We're at 419. Okay,
419.
If we get to 420, I'm gonna smash up an oxy and snort it. I am not, but I do. It's very weird now, which is realizing that if things get really bad, I feel like I can make a good deal of money with my medicine chest because I got an absolute variety of pharmaceutical opiates at this point.
Yeah,
we got straight codeine, we got Tylenol 3, we got hydrocodone, we've got something else that I remember from my septum surgery that I took one of, and everything tasted sweet. But I
I knew there was a reason why you haven't invited me over for a week.
Yeah.
I'm totally up for rating your stash.
This is all alleged. This is all satire.
Of course.
All right. I'm going to go pee. Here's it. Cool. JJ, you're in charge of the stream.
Okay.
JJ.
What do I got to do?
Whatever you want for the 3 minutes it takes me to pee.
On the show. He pees for 3 minutes. It's really bad.
It's so much pee. Then I'm going to come back. I'm going to explain to JJ the madness that is me. Then we're going to talk about the most powerful drug we've each taken in our lifetime and what happened.
Oh, I want to hear about JJ's break before that.
And then we're going to end this. And then end the stream talking about JJ's break. So everyone.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all right.
Because JJ can spin a yarn. He's a classic East Coast Canadian man. So we can.
It's not hard to spin the re-break as well.
And the Ban John from Twitch.
Hello, Hav's real mom. That's very sweet.
I don't know. I don't know who Hav's real mom is, but I'm really I choose to believe it's a nice lady, and he's I believe from New Zealand. So it's a nice lady from New Zealand.
Oh. Yeah, that sounds plausible.
Javier Hakim is not from England. I know that for sure.
Yeah. No, but he's also not from where you think he's from because he's not Australian, and I think he might not be.
I think he's a Kiwi.
I think he might not be. I think he sounds like a Kiwi, and he's like secretly South African or something.
How much do you want to bet? I mean, he said hopefully confident.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's. I remember he said it on his stream the other day, and I was like, shit, I wouldn't have guessed that one. Baldy, what is it? You know what it is. JJ, do you know Javier?
I do not. I do not
The
know.
Card
Javier.
Ninja.
Card Ninja?
I don't believe so. No.
He's
Really?
a comedy comedian over here. He also is a card ninja, meaning he can throw cards into things and at things.
Does he throw it into a watermelon?
I think he does. Yeah,
I think I don't know. I might have. So yeah, because I always thought it was another Kiwi comic who does the card into the watermelon. I thought it was Jared.
Jared Fell?
Yeah, I thought that was his. Yeah. Anyway, don't let me. I don't know if you guys are sharing. You're sharing tricks with each other. Right?
Yeah.
Not until JJ mentioned it on John's show did we find out that.
Imagine this is what inspires the great Jared Fell, Javier Hakim. Throws.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like someone. I mean, it says after appearing in headlining some of the biggest clubs in New Zealand and Australia, so I'm gonna say he's a Kiwi.
Yeah, Hav's mom says that he's from New Zealand, so I'm willing to trust. She was there.
I mean, yes, because that is either Javier or Javier's mom.
But she also says he grew up there, not he was born there. So the mystery continues.
Yeah, but we all. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I have to go. I'm going to literally.
Go.
Oh, this is.
Do it. Do your thing.
Ha.
Do your thing. So, Chris, I watched your show with Glenn Wool. That was fun.
Thanks, man.
But I watched it, but I'm still like, is that the structure for your show? Sorry, just to introduce to any of the viewers, your show of what's it called again? I will argue for anything, right? Basically, is the theme.
That's it. Yeah.
Do you do it in chunks of like, all right, now I'm going to be pro, you're going to be con, and then you guys just switch a couple minutes later? Is that the show?
Yeah, that's basically the show. So there's like 3 main rounds. There's the opening round where you bring a topic. I'll send you the email, by the way. I haven't sent it yet.
Okay, that's kind of what I was wondering too, because I was wondering if Glenn just slapped you out of nowhere with that first one, and you were just trying to play along because he says something that's so obscure. He makes a really obscure statement.
So random.
I can see the confusion in your eyes. You're like, I don't even know what this is that you're talking about. I was wondering about that, if that was part of the structure of the show, or if Wooly was just like, I'm gonna fuck with your brain right off the bat. So
he got me hard with that One Night in Bangkok. I listened to it. I listened to it since. I never heard it and was just like, fucking all right, man. It was easier to argue in favor of pedophilia than it was to argue for a song I've never.
I love that. I love that about Wooly, in that he'll talk to me about Waylon Jennings like I should know. And I'll be like, yeah, and you know that thing that Waylon did in '62, and I'm like, oh, yeah, sure, Glenn, because I can't ask at this point. So.
What can't you ask?
I was just saying, Wooly. I watched the show where that Chris did with Glenn Wool. I will argue against anything, and then and Wooly bombards him with you have to defend One Night in Bangkok as being the greatest rap song of all time. And so right off the bat, I thought, this is so obscure, and like, who can even conjure up the lyric to One Night in Bangkok?
Only Glenn.
Yeah. So that's basically what I was saying, was Wooly does that, where he just talks, and you're in that world, and he's off, and you don't even have time to go, look, dude, not even 1% of the world knows this much about things like Waylon Jennings or whatever. He's like, you don't know.
I was about to bring up. Here's the problem. Also, is that
Paul
is around. The two of them will then have a obscure off and also act like they fucking. What do you mean you don't know about Willie Buckets? He was our friend who recorded an album that we own, but no one else got because he then died. And it's like, you don't get to act like that's. You don't get to act like they were Robbie Williams, man. Like,
which, speaking of which, you guys got me on an obscurity the other day that I didn't know. But you were talking about an MTV presenter, and now I can't think of his name. It sounds like a food
MTV or Carson Daly.
Oh, sorry, Much Music.
Oh, Much Music. Was it Bill Welichka?
No, the obscure guy who makes awkward interviews.
Oh,
Nardwuar, the human service.
Nardwuar.
Who's really a theme on the program.
So now I am Canadian, but I moved to Britain in '98. So I was wondering, should I have known who he was? Because I wasn't sure if I should know, because I understood. I looked him up, and I saw his career started in the '60s or whatever. But I was like, Was he known in the 90s, or am
late
I
90s? I came across him, so I think you might have just missed him.
I think you may have missed him because it's also that
So,
thing of
okay.
you were in university, so you're having sex with people, you're out late at night. We're in our early teens, so we are at home.
Yeah.
It's Sunday.
Yeah.
We're watching Nardwuar on Much Music
Right.
going coastal.
Okay, that's a relief, because I was like, I don't have a clue. This is like, it's really weird having Canadians talk about a piece of Canadiana that you don't even, that you're like, well, wait a minute, what happened when I left? What on earth happened when I left?
I got that the other day with Family Day. I didn't know Family Day was a thing until yesterday.
If you weren't in Ontario, because Family Day, by the way, and this is the greatest, most Canadian thing ever, invented so that I believe either Dalton McGuinty or Kathleen Wynne could win another term as Premier of Ontario. It's like a holiday in Ontario that they literally just went, we'll give you a holiday in February.
Has it replaced something? Did it replace?
No.
Okay.
I was living in Toronto when the first Family Day happened.
Okay. Right.
Like it was like 2011. Like it was so like everyone was like, wait, what? Why are you calling it Family Day? Well, it's close to Valentine's Day. That's even worse.
I think it's national now too. It's not just in Ontario.
Is
I was
it
talking
national
to I was talking to my brother, and he's in just outside Vancouver, and he had the day off. So
yeah, I think because I recognize it too, and I think I recognize it from Nova Scotia.
What's also that was
it's a thing.
President's Day yesterday?
It was, That's because in Canada we don't celebrate tyrants; we celebrate the family.
In America, what we do is we acquit them of a crime they clearly did, and then everyone goes, "Yeah, they did it, though. Like he definitely did it." For those of you keeping track at home, Donald Trump has just come out against Mitch McConnell, and it called him unsmiling, which is such a mean, weird thing. Like, just sort of like, but so are you. Like,
yeah. But what I love about Trump's insults is he knows how to hurt someone. Thanks for watching Habs for Mom. And so that means that somewhere Mitch McConnell thinks that he's a pleasant guy. Oh, that's why he picked on smiling as deep down.
Gentleman?
Where did he come out with this? Where's Trump done this? What's he launching on his OnlyFans or something? Where are we finding Trump tidbits right now?
I think he's giving press conferences. I don't know who the fuck attending.
Okay.
Because he's opened a office of the president in Pensacola, Florida, or something like that. In the most launch of the president.
Right.
Here's the thing. Trump is also just bracing because he probably. I get Parler is back and definitely not an FBI server. Yeah, is it back? I thought that they were talking about it, and I was like, 100%.
They found a Russian server that would host it.
Yeah, and by Russian I mean the CIA are like, come on.
Yeah,
all right. Everyone's name, put them on a list.
Oh, thank you, CWN18 for the follow. I'm at 70 now.
Oh,
boo!
It was short but sweet.
I knew it was, but the thrill is over. You have to just embrace. Yeah. At that time. I mean, if I get to 420, do I have to just smoke weed on the stream?
I think so.
I have been getting ripper baked of an evening, and I got to tell you, it is do not unfollow. Unfollow Chris. Let's get back to 69. That's so much I can unfollow you.
That's very kind and thoughtful, man.
Should I unfollow him? That would be very funny.
Yeah, because John, am I correct? It was recommended to you to not get stoned early in your injury rehab.
Yes, the surgeon said something that literally fueled my nightmares, which is if you smoke weed with this deep of a surgical. I do follow Chris. It's deep of a surgical wound that I would smoke weed, and then basically your mind is aware of how deep and gaping the wound is, but is hiding that information from you because it's like, oh, he'll go insane. But if you smoke weed, your mind is then relaxed enough to give that information to you. So you'll just be sitting there stoned, completely aware that you have a giant hole in your body.
It's the weirdest kind of feel everything.
Yeah, and I was just like, what? And he was like, yeah, so you maybe don't want to do it right away. And I was like, but I like that weed is legal now, that you can say, hey, I would like to use that as because it is an anti-inflammatory. It was really good when my arm was in a cast because codeine makes me hallucinate. So I would take a Tylenol 3 and then get rip fucked and lay in a leaned position and just watch TV, like just be Netflix. and then this case did not do that.
How are the hardcore pillows I brought you, or the one hardcore pillow and the
That
one
one
softy?
hardcore,
I brought you one hardcore.
that one hardcore pillow has literally gotten me through this entire thing.
I figured that real hardcore one is probably you could probably just sit your arm on it and it'll just.
What I do is that hardcore is basic. It is the foundation of the sleep fort I have to build. Where it basically is
Good on ya.
It rests like back, like shoulder completely on that, and then there, and then the soft guy in kind of a T formation, and then I lay on that, and then wedge another small pillow in between, and then hug another pillow, and then just sit there going. Sleep.
Well, it sounds like you're sciencing it, so that's good.
It's a trial and error. And then what happens is at some point in the night, all of that falls apart, and I wake up, and then I'm very angry, ice my shoulder, walk around the apartment, scream anger into a pillow, and then rebuild it and go back to sleep. What was the? So when I broke my elbow, JJ, I went to within a month, I'd been to the Ukraine, moved out of the United Kingdom back to Canada, then flown across Canada and back. That was in a day, and gone from Toronto to Montreal twice, and that was in 1 month. It was insane. And then I lost my short-term memory for a while and got brutally depressed and like couldn't figure out why that happened. And I was like, I had entered into chronic fatigue syndrome is what had happened.
Right. Yeah, no doubt.
To the point that I remember when I was living in an Airbnb in LA, I woke up one morning. It was either in LA or late in Australia, and I woke up feeling happy, and I was like, "Oh, this is the first time I've felt happy waking up in months." Like it was one of those like you know what I mean? Have you ever had that? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm happy I'm not dead. That's a new one.
Yeah. It comes out of nowhere too, because all you can remember is thinking, "Oh, I need to get through this. I need to get through this," and then it seems to happen instantly, doesn't it?
I didn't even realize
through the other end.
I didn't even realize it was anything. I was just like, I guess this is life now. Oh, it's so
right.
Up.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Chris, this is a great joke. This is also great. As a
JJ looking at
the CEO of the pillow. Codeine always does make me.
I think there might be a pillow business vacancy in the world with the my pillow guys on the way down. So that's what I'm pitching.
That my pillow.
Call it our pillow. Lean into the socialist future.
Yeah, there we go.
I like, by the way, that my pillow guy at one point was like, I used to do a lot of crack, and I got to tell you this right now. I've never been more not shocked that a guy used to be addicted to uppers than that absolute maniac.
Yeah,
he wears it on his
if you do a lot of drugs, you do value a good pillow. So.
Yeah.
Also, the idea of I'm going to make a 3-hour documentary about a conspiracy theory. And that's a crackhead thing to do.
Yeah. Also, you can't make a documentary that. Yeah. Oh, but that was. I mean, did anyone else enjoy that? He just said you can't do a lot of drugs without appreciating a good pillow, and then JJ just walked away.
Just walked away to
get. Excuse me, I'm off to get a pillow and do some drugs.
Nodding off.
Yeah. I gotta go do full heroin. All right, now we're gonna talk about. Let's talk about most powerful drug we've ever done. Chris is frozen. I feel like, Chris, your most powerful drug you've ever done will be surprising. I feel like JJ may have done some sort of heroin, if I have to guess.
I have, but I don't know if this is gonna go in a good direction. But that actually doesn't feel like the most powerful drug I've ever had. Though.
Whoa! Really?
Weirdly enough, so.
JJ revealing he's done heroin. Chris just faced him, did not acknowledge, and now his camera's done all blurry. Chris,
ketamine.
I can hear you now. Yeah, I heard ketamine. That was the first word back.
So while you were fixing your camera, JJ, I said as a joke, I bet you JJ's done heroin, and he went, I have. But I assume this was in the swinging London fun times. Family Gardens nonsense. You guys all have you're running out of 9 million pounds on the British comedy circuit. You all
not needles. It's not needles. We're not talking. We're not. I want to be clear. We're not talking needles here. We're talking other ways of taking in things.
Anally.
I've smoked pretty much everything, but yes, I would say the strongest drug I've ever had is there's some Birmingham ketamine I had around 2007 that I feel. I feel like I'm still trying to sweat out of me.
Really? Like it's still in there a
Oh
little
my! Oh my God! And I was with Wooly, and we were at a party with what's his name, who ran the Glee Club in Birmingham, or still does, I'm sure. Alistair.
Yeah.
Alistair took us to a big gay party.
So let's just paint who Alistair is. So while we're telling this,
Yeah,
Alistair,
go ahead. I can't wait to hear this.
Alistair runs the Birmingham Glee Club and is like he's a homophobe's drawing of a gay man. Like he's literally just in the tightest trousers, ludicrous shoes, amazing hair. He drives the biggest black Cadillac I've ever fucking seen in my entire life. And
wow, you've been to his car.
I mean, he's told me about it.
Well, the back seat.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I had so much luggage. Is such a character, knows everything, every dirt about every comedian in Britain. That guy just doles it up. Also, fun fact, his dad was the inspiration for Michael McIntyre's man drawer bit.
Interesting. Additional fun fact, he designed the Glee Club backdrop.
Did he really? Best?
Yeah, that's those bold Glee letters. That's Alistair, because that's part of his. He's like I don't know what that is, architecture or something. I don't know what is that, but that's his design as well.
So you walk onto the Glee Club and and I like this, by the way. Is the Glee Club? All the stages are their background is GLEE in big 3D letters. It's bold. It's nice. It looks very 70s show business-y. Those clubs are phenomenal.
It looks great, and you can fit your beer on top of the middle of the E.
Absolutely.
Yes,
oh, it's perfect.
Yeah. It's wonderful stuff. I really enjoy it. I will say that, great clubs, go and support them. I really enjoy the Glasgow venue for some reason. Because here's the thing is I always think, one weird thing about all the Glee clubs are upstairs, except for the Glee Club in Glasgow, which is downstairs.
There's a Glasgow Glee?
Yeah, it's an old Jongleurs.
Yeah, it's the old Jongleurs.
Oh, I've been to that one. It used to be in the Tiger.
No.
Or downstairs in the Tiger.
I mean, it's down. It's the Tiger is gone, so it's now just downstairs of a building.
Yeah, it was back when they had the purpose-built ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Good venue.
It's great.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's got the touch. Oh yeah. Oh, so basically,
yeah. So
maybe we've spent too much time building up Alistair with all the successes. But yes, there's a lot of drugs.
People that don't know who he is. So we won't speak for him. He didn't take any drugs. No, neither did Glenn Wool at this party.
No, of course not. No one.
Me neither. But this is how I felt it would have gone if I had.
Very good. Yes, allegedly, supposedly.
A reimagining.
In theory, what could have happened was.
I'm on a guilt moratorium. If anything's more than 10 years old, I'm not guilty of it anymore. It's done. That was a different human being that did that.
Your molecules are refreshed every 7 years, so that was technically a different person.
Yeah. So So this is 2007. This is a very different person. But we went to a very gay party. Alistair took us to a very gay party, and we did Calvin Klein's. If you're aware of a Calvin Klein.
No.
Well, you didn't do Calvin Klein's, but they existed. I don't know why are we talking about this? You guys were talking about 90s music yesterday. Now all of a sudden,
now we're talking about powerful drug trips we've been on. What is a Calvin Klein?
A Calvin Klein is CK. It's cocaine and ketamine.
Woo!
Nicely combined.
Just tear your insides in half.
There we go. Either way, that's not like. Let's be very sad with confidence.
Yeah. Tie yourself to two horses running in opposite directions.
There's no sadness, my friend.
I've never done either of those drugs, but I've heard how I react to them. One of them is very sad.
Oh, really? Okay.
Ketamine is the K-hole, famously, right?
The famous K-hole.
Oh, you mean afterwards? Yes, not during.
Oh no, I've gotten like
you don't take these drugs to be sad.
I've taken them, and then you fall. I've like basically
allegedly,
supposedly,
allegedly.
I've taken them and then boom, 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 boom.
Oh wow!
I've heard.
Oh right. Oh yeah. No, this is a drug that'll make you legless. Allegedly.
Supposedly.
We were deep in this party. We were deep in the house, and I couldn't believe how quickly after seeing Calvin Klein's up close, that the hallway was moving. I honestly felt trapped, and we had a lot of very oversexed males around us who were, playing with my hair and doing, and it was, and I think they took it to offense when me and Glenn were looking at each other, going, "We got to get out of here. We got to get out of here," because we're just. The hallways are expanding. It was a little bit of like an Alice in Wonderland kind of surreal way that it hits you. And it was a struggle to get out of this party, just to stay on balance, to get down the hallway. Like, because it felt like you were shifting around in space.
That is fun.
And time. And yeah, and it was a hell of a struggle. And I remember Alistair just laughing at us as we tried to, because we had only been in the party like less than an hour. It wasn't long. So basically Alistair swans into the party with his big gay self and goes, and he's like, "Gentlemen, I have brought the comedians from the show." And so, of course, there's a couple of his friends that knew that we were the comedians. So they're all excited. And then word passes around. They're like, "The comedians are here." And then we go into a little room and it's like, "The comedians are leaving." Because we were broken quickly.
Chris, would you like, and then you have to walk back to that Holiday Inn and that weird roundabout and try and sleep. But there's always construction. That hotel hung over because you'd just be like,
yeah, you have to get the good side. That is one of those hotels that has a good side and a bad side, isn't it? Yeah. You got to get the good side.
They've changed it now, and it's like last time I was there, it was
I love that,
like a themed hotel.
Oh no, I went to it was like a hipster hotel with the nicest free breakfast I've ever. Like, it was so.
Oh nice. Yeah, the one with the art. It's got like artwork and pool tables and
yeah. Well, maybe you guys had a better time than I did, because when I went, it felt like they were pumping Xbox. It was a nightmare.
The hotel clearly isn't his Wi-Fi, because it just cut out. But yeah, no, it is a bit douchey. Like, I was staying there, and the band CKY was playing, was drinking while me and comedian Lloyd Langford played pool. And Lloyd continually went, "Well, you're really bad at pool." And I kept having to explain, "Yeah, man, I was literally born without reflexes. I am very bad at." Everyone is so shocked at how bad at pool I am, and I always want to be like, "What about me?"
Your automatic comeback should always be, "You should see me on a bike."
Yeah, exactly. Like, you have like metal in my arms, you asshole. Well, we know my new excuse. Chris, what's the worst experience you've had with narcotics that you didn't participate in? I think I might have a guess, but go ahead.
I think I might have told this story on here before, so stop me if I have. But it was I was bartending at Glastonbury about 6 years ago. Did I tell that story on here?
Yeah, but just tell it quickly so JJ knows.
Okay, yeah. So I was bartending. A woman traded liquid LSD for beers. I took it and didn't. As opposed to other times that I allegedly took LSD when I was very aware of the dosage that I was taking and the surroundings that I was going to be doing them in. I just threw caution to the wind because I was at Glastonbury and I thought, hey, everything's love. And then had the longest few days of my life, followed by about 6 months of not being able to tell what was real.
Right.
True.
that was a real problem. That was the fucking worst.
My story is very similar to this. And that I, along with a comedian who used to have a show on Comedy Central and another person who now is in Australia, took a lot. I did not do this.
Of course not.
Magic mushrooms on stage at Late and Live.
I remember you not doing that.
At the Edinburgh Festival, and fought both of them because I thought they were part of an alien TV show, which at the end I was going to be killed. Then I wandered through the woods at the side of the road at the base of Arthur's Seat, pissed myself, spoke with aliens and the ghost of my dead grandfather, then threw my phone in the woods because I was being tracked, and went home. And I honestly believe that was a full day.
Oh, wow.
45 minutes. I was in the woods for 45 minutes.
That's a trip.
It was crazy. And for 3 months afterwards, I had like paranoid, like, is that person following me thoughts? But I had to be like, no, you had a bad trip. But honestly, the most mind-clearing, chilling thing I never didn't do.
Wow. I gotta say too, I didn't see drugs. I didn't see any drugs other than marijuana until I left Canada. So I guess I was still young when I moved to Britain. But when I was in Britain, and it wasn't until I became a professional comedian that I saw cocaine. But before seeing cocaine on the circuit, and I'm talking on the Scottish comedy circuit, when I first moved to Scotland, I saw a hunk of speed and I had never seen this before. And the comedian I was hanging out with was scraping it off with a nickel.
Oh,
I was in a back room. I'm about like, I don't know, 30 gigs into my comedy career, and I'm on the Scottish stand-up circuit. And there was this comedian scraping speed off a brick. He just pulls this brick out of his pocket, and he's there whittling.
can you please go into the tab marked private chat and write who's the person whose name it was? Do not write it in the main chat.
It's got to be the private chat, but yeah, that would be great.
I don't know if I want to. How do you go into private chat?
Okay, so you see the three of us.
Maybe I could just text you.
See, you see the top thing, and it says comments, banners, brand, private chat.
On StreamYard? No.
On StreamYard, yeah.
Oh, on StreamYard.
See? And
comments, private chat, yeah.
Yeah,
so
click private chat.
On private chat, so now the chat window is totally empty.
Oh my God, I so don't trust typing something in.
I had this.
I don't know if I could do it, guys.
I mean,
I would possibly rather.
It even says chat privately with your guests in the little typey window. You see, so to confirm.
Okay, all right.
In the private chat, it says chat. I mean, I'm so scared too.
Maybe I should.
No, do it. Do it.
Take it. I'm back down. I'm back at 69. It's a good sign. We're back, you guys.
Yeah.
Can I also say
you did it.
Can I also say that that I've seen this, but I've seen many other comedians like in Scotland. It was very much a. There was a lot of this. There was a lot of bricks of speed going around. So I've seen a lot of comedians who use names you won't recognize. But that's because there was some dirty Canadian comedians that have been there since the 80s, and it's like uncovering them when you're in the boonies of Scotland.
Who are the dirty?
I can't remember their names now, but they're just like, when I say dirty, I mean like had been living in Scotland without a home or anything. For years, and just appeared at comedy gigs every now and then, did some jokes, and then disappear back off into the Highlands. And I'm confident they're still up there.
It's so good that ended up in the private chat, because that's not who I was thinking it was.
Me neither. At all.
The nickel thing really threw me through a loop.
Just shaving it off with a nickel.
Yuck. What was I going to say about that? But who was that that prop comedian who still smokes? And Jesus Christ, that guy looks bad.
Oh, is he the one with the vacuum cleaner prop joke? He's always carrying this like Floby vacuum. I remember him. I remember the suitcase.
He's a Canadian guy, like Wes Zahar.
Yeah, that's pretty close. Yeah. No, there's a few of them. There are a few lost Canadians who went over there in. So I went there I moved there in '98, but there were some ones that had come over in the early '90s that had just disappeared into society. I think there was a lot of doing stand-up comedy without a game plan to move forward.
Stand-up comedy pre-internet was a place where you could literally be a wanted criminal and just
yeah, exactly. I remember meeting some of them, but so I met some really weird characters, and I'm curious to know if they're still up there in the boonies.
JJ, tell the story of you breaking your ankle, and then I'm going to go ice my spine and shoulder blades and have some quinoa.
Well, it's my leg, not my ankle, but it was a pretty high break. Basically playing hockey.
What was your team called?
We were the Cole Harbour Wings. It's the Sidney Crosby, same hockey association as Sidney Crosby. Cole Harbour is where I'm from.
Same team?
No, same. Yes, Sidney Crosby did play for the Cole Harbour Wings, but he's like, I don't know, a few years younger than me.
For those who don't know, Sidney Crosby he's a soon-to-be supporter of the Canadian Conservative Party, but currently captain of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Could have been the next Gretzky, but kept getting fucking headshots.
Yeah, kept getting the most catastrophic injuries. They had to pull out all of his teeth because he had too much pressure on his brain, which is something. And by the way, he's pretty close to the next Gretzky. I like him so much more than Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky, I want to fight Wayne Gretzky.
He's great. Well, I don't know how much you guys. Oh, sorry. Go. You want to fight Wayne Gretzky? Sorry.
You'd win for sure. Luke Robitaille's not around.
Yeah, there's a reason why Dave Semenko and all these other cement heads. There's a reason why they called him Cement Head.
I would fight Dave Semenko, but I would cheat. I would hit him with my car.
Yeah. No, I think Gretzky was the first and last of his type in that he was about 115 pounds soaking wet and yet had the scoring records, like crazy.
Yeah,
but,
it's because he had smart coaches that are like, okay, we're going to put this feather on the ice with a bunch of monsters. I'm going to hire literal blockheads that can't, like, who was the one who could barely skate who looked down the camera and said, if I don't get you on the ice, I'll get you in the locker room. If I don't get you in the locker room, I'll get you in the hotel.
That's probably Semenko, I'm going to assume.
I mean, that sounds a lot like Ty Domi, but he
didn't
play with Gretzky.
Dave Semenko, because it was Dave Semenko, and then there was the other goon that was Gretzky's guy.
Well, Luc Robitaille used to fight a lot of people, but I don't think he was the goon because he was also very talented, but he used to fuck people up.
Marty McSorley, was that the other?
Yeah, there he is.
Marty McSorley.
McSorley. Yeah, he didn't want to
Marty
on his bad side.
Who, by the way, occasionally skated like
what a name.
Yeah, right.
Imagine. I'm not crazy that's the right name, right? I didn't make that.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, you got it.
Such a stupid name. Marty McSorley.
So I don't think that's his name. I'm now looking up if Marty McSorley.
That's his name. That is Marty McSorley, man. You got it.
He is exactly this guy. Oh, this guy's such a fucking gooback. Oh, look at his mullet. Oh,
he was a scrapper.
Oh my god.
So yeah, but I think that's the era now. You'll never see that again, right? You never see the wafy people again. So I wasn't aware that Sidney Crosby was having those troubles, but
oh my god.
But I heard something interesting though. As a Cole Harbour boy, so Sidney Crosby's from Cole Harbour, but so is Nathan MacKinnon, who is greatly. Are you guys getting feedback or something? Nathan MacKinnon's also from Cole Harbour, and he's top of the scoring in the NHL now too. And there's rumors that because Crosby is closer to the end of his career, that he might go and join. I was about to say McSorley, but he might go join Nathan MacKinnon and form a little Cole Harbour powerhouse.
Nice. Where's MacKinnon playing?
Colorado.
So fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, fair enough. I mean, there's still tons of. It's half Canadian, isn't it? So
Nordiques is nothing. That's how
Mario Lemieux would commit suicide if Sidney Crosby left the Penguins. Like he would literally leave.
I think he'll be happy with his championships. And
I mean,
he did save the franchise basically.
Yeah. Lemieux or
no, Crosby. Crosby saved the franchise because they were toast. They were going to have to move.
The reason why Lemieux became the owner is because they owed him so much money. He was just like, "Give me ownership," and he took it over.
Yeah. Holy shit! I didn't know that.
Built it into this fucking power. Like he found Sidney Crosby and was like, "You're moving to Pittsburgh and you're living in my house." Like he lived in Mario Lemieux's house for like 6 years because he was just like, "You're too good. Someone will give you a beer. Someone's going to give you Calvin Klein, and we're going to lose you in a steel yard." I've met people from Eastern Canada. You like to party.
Shit. What was I going to say?
You're playing for the Cole Harbour.
So I'm playing for the Cole Harbour Wings. I was actually on a breakaway. I got pulled down. I got tripped by a very fat defenseman, which is probably why I got around him. But then I got tripped and everything snapped. I didn't feel it until I tried to get up, and it was the most pain I've ever felt in my life, of course. And so I'm there flailing on the ground. And so the ambulance comes, takes me to the hospital. It's like 25 minutes from Cole Harbour to Halifax to get to the hospital. The nurse didn't believe me. She was playing with my leg in front of my father, saying that I'm faking it. And I even remember my dad like going, "I don't think he's faking it. I know my son. He wouldn't be crying like this." And anyway,
wait a minute. I also all the stories of your father who. Do you mind us just sharing sort of in broad strokes what your dad's profession is? Because every story about your dad,
no problem,
does not paint him as he's something in the Army or Air Force. Like
he was a navigator. He was a major. Yeah, he's a
major in the Air Force.
Yes, yeah.
Like he's a high military man, and he loves Disney and is a kind soul. Like he's just not the picture.
Yeah, my grandfather is a colonel.
Yeah.
So my father is even though my father was in the military, my father was the son of a colonel. So my father was a bit of a black sheep, like tried to rebel, tried to make a living doing other things. And then finally at the age of 20 or whatever went, all right, I guess I better go into the military like my dad, because
finally at the age of 20.
Yeah, but that's
well, or, you got to make those decisions. He got a phys ed degree. My father had a went to university. He had a professional tryout for the CFL. I've seen pictures of him in Dalhousie on the football team. So he was like a well-regarded athlete. But it turns out being a phys ed teacher isn't a great living. So I think my father was like, all right, I guess he had to cut off the long hair. It's whatever. It's not late 60s or whatever, and so he had to cut off the long hair and go into the military. So yeah, that's basically what happened to my dad. But he was a tough motherfucker. But yes, he's sensitive, and wears Disneyland. He's got Mickey. He loves Mickey Mouse.
I love it.
He has the Mickey Mouse things on his sunglasses. The sunglass holders that baby boomers wear. Yeah. So he's got the baby boomer sunglass holders with Mickey's on them. And like about 6 years ago, I remember they got so old. He's had them since the 80s. They got so old that they finally ripped. And I bought him ones that didn't have Mickey Mouse on them, and he wouldn't use them until he went without until this grizzled retired military man. He went without sunglasses holders until he could find ones with Mickey Mouse hanging off them again. Anyway, yeah. And he has a glass in our house, which is the McDonald's collectible glasses that you could get in like the 80s. I'm going to say they were like $1 with a Happy Meal or whatever.
The actual glass ones?
Yeah. And they're very, actually,
yellow?
I've told this before. I've told this story before. I now have one because okay, all right,
see, I knew about the glasses. I'm playing because I was there when, hang on, I'm not going to.
Okay. I didn't know. I think I remember the glasses. Are they sort of yellowish with like grimace on them and stuff?
No.
Pull it in. Nice. Very nice.
And they're very tactile. They're great for whiskey. I understand why my dad loved it. Yeah, but basically I wasn't allowed to drink out of this. Like nobody in the family was allowed to drink from the Mickey Mouse glass. And yeah, so I think I told John that last Christmas.
I was at your house.
Were you at my house? Right. Oh yeah, I bought the full set. Because there's a set. It's a set of 4. I bought the full set, but I kept the one that I grew up with.
Yeah.
And I drink out of it all the time. I'm talking to my what's that, Dad? How's your Mickey Mouse glasses? So yeah. It's a great glass. He was right. Oh. I find that as I'm getting older, I'm agreeing with my father more and more.
There's a bunch of because it's that thing of like in my early 20s, there was like times where I was like, "What is my dad thinking?" And now a couple of times he's literally been like, "This is about to start happening. Just watch out for that." And he literally 40 minutes later in my life, it happens, and he was like, "Fucking thank God for that fucking guy for just being like, yeah, you're gonna watch out for that." Yeah.
Yeah. So we're at the hospital and the x-rays came in and so I remember the moment where they're like, it's leg's broken. I'm getting feedback on my things for some reason. They put me in this cast and it was a really bad break. And it probably took 4 months to heal. And when they took the cast off, so I wasn't told this right away. I'm at the hospital getting my cast off. My father was with me. They took the cast off, and then they had to take my dad to another room. And I'm like, "What's going on? What's going on?" And then my father came back crying and just said, "We're so sorry, son. We have to put you to sleep right now." And they had to put me to sleep, and they had to re-break it because what had happened in the 4-month healing process is my ligaments had healed in the bone. They had healed into the middle of the bone.
Fuck.
And my bone was at like a 22-degree angle or something, or maybe it was, but it was like it was going off in the wrong direction. It wasn't straight up and down. So then they had to re-break it, and so I still don't have those ligaments. They had to re-break it, take out those ligaments, and then I had surgery, and that's why I was showing John my big scar along my leg, but so then I had to redo it, and that was. Oh yeah, I was gonna say to you, Chris. I heard that you mentioned that your father was Navy, which is I wonder if they served together. Because of course my father's Air Force, but he served with the Navy because they flew off the ships. He served on the Nipigon and stuff.
My dad was British Navy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. He moved over after. It was actually his naval service that let him move over. But, yeah.
Oh right. Cool.
Stole a boat.
Yeah. So I got this big scar. So I now have a pin and all that kind of shit in that leg, and that leg actually grew an extra 2 centimeters.
Hey.
Hey.
Does it go up security? Because I'm now very interested because I have an obnoxious amount of metal in my body.
Right.
And
No, they don't.
The wire was already. The wire didn't set it off, but the wire can be seen in that body scan.
All right.
So every time, and this was every time, and I could tell which country I was based on the reaction. So I'd walk into that body scan and I would go, just so you know, there's a wire in this elbow. And they would all go, doesn't affect it. It's not a big deal. And I'll go, cool. Yeah. Knowing what comes next, which is I put my arms up, they do the whoosh whoosh thing, and then I step up. And in America, this is what they would do every time. There's something in your... go ahead, sir. Because they would remember, not Europe, to a fucking man, they would go, there's something in your elbow. And every time I would go, no, I know it's a wire. I just mentioned it. And they went, mm-mm. And then most of the time, I would, like a few times I was in a t-shirt and I'd show them my elbow and they would look and then go, we have to full frisk. And I'd be like, remember me, the person who's me a second ago over there who said this?
Yeah.
What the fuck? So I'm very excited now to be able to go, there's metal in my shoulder and both elbows for them to be like, okay. Like what I'm trying to say is I'm going to start smuggling drugs.
Yeah, I've never had no machines go off or anything. I broke my arms a lot when I was a kid too. Let's say a lot, 3 times.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
So a few times. I also had one of them was broken like for the year, and I didn't know. I just thought I had a sore arm. I was like, my arm is still sore. Like it has.
A friend of mine broke their arm at Burning Man, got back to Canada because said they didn't want to use healthcare. If there was some reason, got back to Canada, went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, your arm's broken. And she was like, they were like, well, what do I do? And they were like, well, it's too late now. Like, you fucked up. Like,
Jesus. My first, sorry, go ahead, buddy.
I had nothing. I was literally
me neither.
The plugs.
I wanted to simply say my first broken arm was the worst learning not to show off too hard for women or girls. I'll say girls I ever had because I was on a skateboard.
How old were you?
I was on a skateboard. I'm gonna place myself at 11 or 12.
Great. Yeah.
And I lived on this cul-de-sac, same cul-de-sac as Sidney Crosby, but it was a huge hill, and I'm skating down this huge hill, and I was really good at it, really good at skating down this huge hill. And I had a crush on a girl. Her name was Carrie Buchanan. That's her real name. And Carrie was there as I came down the hill, and I thought, oh, I'm gonna look awesome. And I did not look awesome. I caught a pebble and the skateboard started going everywhere, and I was traveling at warp speed at this time. And so I smashed my arm up really good with the girl who I had a crush on coming over going, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Totally fine.
Did Carrie sign your cast later on?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, for sure.
Nice, yeah.
You're back in. You're back
She not only signed my cast, she also went steady with me for about 40 minutes. For the length of a gym class. I asked her to go we're talking we're like grade 5 or 6 here. But we were in gym class, the girls were doing gymnastics at one end, me and the guys were at the other end, and somebody asked for me.
Of course.
And she said yes.
Yeah,
so she came back, and I was like, all right, I'm going steady with Carrie Buchanan. She said my cast. And then about 40 minutes later, a friend came over and went, she says no now.
What happened in that gym class? What game were you playing?
I don't know. She told me to do a few front rolls or something. I don't fucking know.
I don't like his dodgeball.
If I ever see her again, I'll try to remind her that we went steady for 40 minutes.
Chris, JJ, you're both doing Versus the Audience tomorrow. We will be, of course,
that'll be fun.
The double Versus the Audience after show here on the stream.
Awesome.
UK time, which means JJ, come back and do the stream if you want to.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
JJ, can you put your email in the private chat and I'll send you over all the information tonight?
Sure, buddy. I sent you my phone number over that Whisper thing.
I saw that, yes. But I've already got it all as a draft as an email, so it's easier.
I see.
Make sure it's a private chat.
Yeah. Do not dox yourself.
You can send me emails if you want. Anybody can send me an email.
See if we did it.
It's private chat. There we go.
Nice one. Thanks, buddy.
There we go.
Yeah, we're doing that 7:30 tomorrow. It's going to be great.
Aldi, we are going to raid Lena Moon. Yeah, JJ, can you please whisper everyone your email? We're going to whisper Lena Moon. So it's versus the audience. That's the plug we're going to go with for you, Chris. Yes.
Yes,
and
please.
When are you doing the news?
That'll be fun.
Twitch stream.
I'm gonna start doing that at like 2 p.m. Weekdays. So
okay,
I missed today because I was launching the podcast and tweeting and shit like that. But yeah, from tomorrow 2 p.m. reading the news.
And JJ, thoughts, comments, plugs.
No, well, I've got I'm enjoying Twitch, so I'm here on JJ Whitesnake on Twitch. I mean, you follow me there, and then you can see my stuff. You can see me do my thing.
Follow JJ
if that's a thing.
And I'm doing a live action gig in Los Angeles this Friday, completely outdoors, totally COVID safe at the Pan Pacific Park Amphitheater. Yeah, if you're in Los Angeles, please pop in and see that. Or you can go and see me on my online gig doing the Zoom Diner with Liz Mealy, which is a fun ass fucking show. Follow me on all the social medias at the John Hastings. Alex does need your email, JJ.
I know. I'm clicking on her name right now like a moron. I'm like, what do I do? I don't know what I do. I'm clicking on Alex,
just
and I'm
go into Twitch and just whisper her name that way.
Yeah, you know what I'll do? I'll end up going into Twitch and I'll go, Alex. Yeah. And then I'll call you guys going, it didn't work, man. It didn't fucking work. I whispered her. And I mean, it's really easy. I'm mr.jjwhitehead@gmail.com.
And JJ is 9 followers away from affiliate, so please head over to JJ so he can become an affiliate.
Yeah,
follow him.
Follow him. We are sitting at 419, so hopefully by tomorrow we'll be at 420. If it's 420, I guess I'll get super stoned during this.
Yay.
And Chris will then have to really... David Horlol has just followed JJ. We're getting closer. Betsy's now 60. Good job. God damn it. We got to get you back up to 69 tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm 70 now. Everything's, yeah.
So fucking topsy-turvy.
Oh, I found Alex. Yeah. I found you, Alex.
All right. What are we going to say for the raid message? Can we say raid message, follow John Hastings? He needs one more to be at 420. Follow Chris Betsy's at 68. Follow John Hastings.
Follow JJ. He needs affiliate. You'll get your one.
Follow at JJ Whitesnake. Affiliate. Yeah, that's very funny.
Pushy.
Yeah, well, it's funny. Lena Moon. So we are heading over to one of you follow John Hastings. I'm gonna follow. I do follow JJ. If not, I'm gonna do it right now. Fuck off! I'm trying to raid Lena. So let's head over to Lena Moon.
Lena Moon.
And just talk about they talk about hitting me. Is it Lena Moon _? Well, let's try that. Yeah, follow at Joe. He needs affiliate. Yep, great. There it is. Hey,
that's very kind of you guys, man.
All right, we're heading over to
definitely.
Lena Moon. See you all tomorrow. Thank you, boys.
See you guys. Thanks for watching. Good to talk to you, JJ.
Yeah, man. Good to see you.